Now, in this 2012, I say, so we are growing, our business is growing, and the music is growing in a hip-hop direction. Comes this email at the America State Department, at that time it was being run by Hillary Clinton, is doing cultural diplomacy, a cultural diplomacy project. So basically artists from across the world can apply to come and work in residency, which means to live with each other for like 2 or 3 weeks, compose music from scratch, and then tour from the whole East Coast, from Florida, walk all the way up to New York. So just apply if you want. I say, what? I said, huh? But I've already done one of these. You know, the first one that I went to the UK with.
Yes.
Bring the Noise. I'm like, I've kind of done do I need this experience? But the Penya route is closed. So I can't lose by going to have an artistic experience. I apply, I get in.
So you applied.
Yeah.
So hold on, it's not that it was being offered to you on the table. It was just an email sent to many people. 192 embassies or something participated. Yo.
Across the world, they were looking for a world project. The idea is,
yes,
as opposed to having people, the whole purpose of diplomacy is to know how to relate with one another. But if you get musicians who are meant to be the mirror of society together, you can have a lot of insights about each other's lives.
Yep.
And that's the lasting impact on an artist, means that they will transfer that into their music and therefore into the audience. So the idea is, this is called soft diplomacy, when you help people to understand one another.
1, 2, 3, 4,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
OneBeat is an international music exchange that celebrates musical collaboration and social engagement through people-to-people diplomacy. Young musicians from around the world come together in the US for 4 weeks to collaboratively write, produce, and perform original music, and develop ways that sound can make a positive impact on our local and global communities. OneBeat begins with a residency, where fellows create new material and record new musical ideas. The fellows then go on tour, performing for a wide array of American audiences, collaborating with local musicians, and leading youth workshops. It's a chance for adventurous musicians from an incredible diversity of traditions to seek common ground, create new musical combinations, push the boundaries of music technology, and find ways to involve all members of society in the process of musical creativity. This journey is called OneBeat. We invite you to be a part of it.
So it's a serious project by the American government.
That's
okay.
crazy.
So you apply through your embassy. So the embassies have to ask everywhere in the world. So I can't imagine how many thousands of applications I got.
Yeah.
However, I got in. I was like, okay.
Were you the one from Kenya?
No, me and Kato Change.
Oh, I know this thing.
OneBeat.
OneBeat, yes.
So me and Kato get in. I'm like, Isa. So now my friend Cortega, by this time I become friends with a DJ called DJ Cortega. DJ Cortega has a real day job, in world, but like a real job. Like he's so serious and like solves problems. But his night job is he loves music like from the beginning. So he's a DJ. DJ Cortega is the one who began Electro-Afrique.
Whoa.
And I credit DJ Cortega as actually building this house movement, because that became the sort of first signature event, and that event was monthly also, and that brought the music into the culture. The music was in the culture. It was an underground culture, there were DJs who were listening to it. There was some audience, of course, who like are always listening to music. But it was still an underground culture. So being able to have one monthly gig allowed people who are not in the culture to discover the culture. And I think that that's how Afro House then started to have a moment around 2013. So that's my guy, Sana Kotega. So Kotega is like, yo, go for this thing in America and enjoy yourself and don't feel like an imposter. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. Now, me who is like a part-time artist, I'm going to be in a residency with artists from all over the world who are full-time artists. This is gonna be hard, bro. I didn't even know the half of it. So we went to, the residency was somewhere in Florida. Like deep. Like, because even when we tell Americans about that part, they're like, you guys are where? Hey, you guys must be really down in the South. Like, yeah, as in it's Uko, somewhere in Florida. And then we worked our way up the East Coast, the Carolinas. We did like maybe 8 states.
And what would happen in this? What would
you
happen
go for
now?
a show, man. Mnafika, you set up, you do your gig.
So, no,
so what does residency work?
Yeah.
So actually, let me explain this. Residencies are things that artists in all disciplines do, writers, singers, etc. If you're a writer, for example, and you want to write your novel, you are likely to retreat from the world to go and sit with yourself to write.
Yes.
Okay? So musicians, it is recommended that when you want to create some work, ujitoe katika your everyday situation and you just go somewhere and just like spaz.
Dive down into that place.
So that is what an artist resident, that's what a residency is. It's a moment to reflect and create. So now these ones were like, we're going to get 32 strangers in a room together from different cultures in the world. And then we're going to hope that they naturally like each other and that some natural collaborations happen. But we are also going to, because you have to do a show, a performance is like 1 hour or something. 90 minutes. I think our set time was like 90 minutes. So we are then also going to engineer some collaborations. So we're going to make them pick numbers from a bag. All number 5s, that's a band. Make a song together like that, and then you do check-in. So the idea was you give people, and it was amazing. Amazing. It was 100 times more than any of my expectations. The place was dope.
Now this is the first time you're in the States.
That's my first time in the States. The place was dope. The food was dope. The attitude, the atmosphere. I was a more mature person and human being and artist. So also my perspective is quite, I now recognize how special this experience is. I'm not having imposter syndrome. If I don't vibes with you, I don't vibes with you. We're also adults. It was very dope. It was very dope. So we ended up making a really powerful number of works.
Yeah.
Then we took the show on the road.
No matter which way you shake us, no matter which way you shake us, no matter which way you shake us, you cannot break us. And you can try as you might,
them tweeters on. You my low in theory, may I ride your sine wave, and you can gyrate, and I will vibrate. If you authorize the lines I write on my page, we can harmonize and get so close we might phase your negative space. My positive vibe, we balance these opposite sides, my silver line in darkness and light.
'Cause you gave
your word, and I gave mine back. So you and me, you and we, you and me, you and me. So you're just in your bus and you just like sneak your way up through America. So I saw America by road. And that was very interesting. Like even talking to Americans are like, that was really special. It's a nice way to see. It was a very fulfilling artistic experience. The music was good. It was well promoted. So the shows were very well attended.
Nice.
The media was good around it. It's the government doing.
I get.
So it was for real. So it was quite a.
And you met a global village there.
Yes.
You had people from across.
Yeah, this baby's from like Korea, and how she plays like this, their traditional instrument, and that's her drum. I met an artist from China, and how she makes noise. I was like, sorry, noise. Okay. So Hash just plays like with computer sounds, and it's like a reflection. Beijing, bro, like my brain was just expanding, bursting. I'm like, apa, kuna wasanii. Okay? Me, I have some skills. Generally, I can be considered a musician, but damn, I'm really with the artists. What saved my ass was my writing. That saved my ass.
Thank God.
Thank God for hip hop.
Bars and melodies.
Yeah, thank God for that. That's what saved my ass, because pale ningeanguka. Was it? In fact, was it me and Kato, and Nina? I think there were three of us. No God.
Yeah.
I'm remembering Nina. Kato, am I forcing on you being in our one beat, or did Kato do the one beat after? But Kato did that one beat.
Blinky Bill also did it.
Yeah,
the one
but
after.
So every year after that, when they apply, we have to make some recommendations.
Yeah.
For people to join. Anyway, bro, one beat was dope. So
Crazy.
by the time we're getting to New York, so like now those are, because that's also the hometown for the organization that was running the project. So they're like, okay, so this day for New York, it's going to be divided into many pockets. Like different groups have to work with different people, and there's some artists that need to work with some producers. So faculty members, so one of our faculty members was Ali Shaheed Mohammed from Tribe Called Quest, who I had just discovered in 2012, and I was like, you're joking. So he was like on the advisory. We didn't always see all the facilitators. So he was one of the facilitators for the New York leg. So of course I was just there crossing my fingers. I'm like, please God, I hope I'm in the group that goes to Ali Shaheed. I'm in the group that goes to Ali Shaheed. Then I'm going with one of the OneBeat guys, and he's actually when we gave like a bunch of stuff, Ali Shaheed asked if we could have a studio day with you.
What?
I remember telling my friend Fred Campbell, you will not believe it, and my stupid BlackBerry that has those photos died.
So you went into studio with him?
We spent a day in studio with Ali Shaheed Mohammed. We talked. He's like, I really like your sound. It's so dope. Missy was definitely in your universe at some point. I was like, yes. Like we just talked about it, like music at home. We worked on a dope track.
Tell me of the
something
track.
that I had written. I'm sure I have that I have, the music I have. But it was so affirming.
In fact, I was going to ask.
Ali Shaheed gave me a ride in his Benzo, because now we didn't realize what time it was, and that was the day of the performance.
Yo.
So he's like, oh.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Ali Shaheed is such a dope human being. I had such a good experience. He probably doesn't even remember. But I had such a good experience with him.
That is insane.
So now, that New York performance,
like,
I was like on cloud 99.
Okay.
Because also then he DJ'd for me, because I performed that song at the show. So he was my DJ.
No
Ali Shaheed
way.
Mohammed DJ'd for me the song he made with me during the day.
No
So
way.
also my life has been very dope, I must admit. Kondeni huko na wala wanitambui. Shindeni huko. Maisha yangu inanibamba. Kuwa mdope. Maisha yako itakuwa tu dope, bro.
That's great. So let me, how, in fact, you see,
That was so
I've been hearing you talk about imposter syndrome, imposter
Yeah.
feeling. Then I've also heard you talk about embrace the love that is given to you. But now this love is coming from other kinds of levels of people.
Other kinds of levels.
Yeah, the people who you're aspiring to be
Yeah.
like are telling you you're dope.
Yeah. For real. If Devrim from OneBeat, if you are like hoaxing me, sawa, but I don't think he was hoaxing me. Ali asked if we could be in studio, and that was very affirming. Like, there are so many moments where I've been really affirmed by people who are way out of my pocket. For me to be at every level, like at the point at which I was entering studio and Musyoka is like, you guys are dope, but Musyoka was out of my pocket.
Ted
Josiah, Shafi being like, this is so dope. It's like Black Eyed Peas. It's like people who I consider to be like there have always been like, yes. So this is where I was always like, so why doesn't 1 + 1 make 2?
Yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, so that gig, Kotega was there, Dina Marie, yani, ask them. I was like on cloud 1000, the whole combination, the room was so like artistically, the acoustics, that night felt like, that's a night I'll remember my whole life. That feeling, the connection, the room, the electricity, the room, the quality of the room, my voice against the walls.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. You know, I'm listening to you talk, and I'm like, it feels like this environment wasn't conducive for you
No.
to grow up
No.
as a musician
No.
and to be the musician that you wanted to be.
Yeah,
And by this room, I'm talking about Kenya.
yeah,
It was not,
yeah. We've had this
did-
discussion many times with Blinky. Yeah.
because I'm listening to you talk and I'm just like, listen, it's like you were planted in, unfortunately, the wrong place. However,
Bloom where you're planted.
yeah, you bloomed where you've
Bloom
planted.
where you're planted. But I'm definitely not in the wrong place. What do you mean? There's nothing. We're in this Kenyan schlep to let us finish the journey.
No, in fact, can I be
Never
honest?
quitting.
I
Kenya mama
think-
yangu.
No. I'm glad that you're not quitting, but I think that now you have been given the tools to make it conducive for somebody
others. Yeah.
who's coming
For
after
myself
you.
and for others.
But real talk, it doesn't sound like it was too conducive for you.
No. This was not a conducive place for my growth.
It takes some
it's like
certain-
if you're a gymnast, but your father wants you to play football, but you're like, but you guy, I can do this gymnasium thing.
Yeah.
Check, it's so dope, dude. And your dad is just like, play football. You are useless if you don't play football. That was my life. But so now when I come back from OneBeat, and Ali Shaheed was like, if you're ever in New York again, hit me up.
No way.
So I'm like, yo, Kotega, bro, damn, I have to move to New York or something. Kotega nani. Kotega is gassing me up. It's like, yeah, you have to do what you have to do. Yeah. It can run without you. Yeah, sure, dude, you can. You'll just waitress. Yeah, I can plug you. You can stay with my friend for like a month. Like, my friends, God bless them, just gassing me up. So we're here in his house. So Kotega's favorite thing is to just play music. Like, his best thing in life is just to make music or play it. So if you go to kick it in his house, it's always fun. He'll just like start playing records, and you're just like, yes. So now he's playing me just like music. And that's the day Kotega is like, many people don't know I know hip hop, and he killed it. Like, he was just playing. I'm like the only audience. So he's really playing for himself and me. And we're just there wilding, and he's playing like he really knows a lot of hip hop. So, and Current too. And I was just like, damn. Then he's like, okay, in fact, let me play you some stuff that my homies make. So he plays me the stuff that his homies in Switzerland make. And I'm like, yo, that's dope. He's like, yeah, maybe I can connect you guys. I'm like, sawa, if you think so. So he calls the homies. The homies are Greg and Hook. So Greg and Kotega grew up next door, as in they're like squad gang, finished. So he's like, yo, there's another homie of mine over here called Muthoni. She ain't bad at this music rap thing, dude. So they're like, aight. So they watch like Feeling It, Mikono Kwenye Hewa, Vile Inafaa. They're like, aight, she's dope. So then Kotega's like, okay, so we do a Skype meeting. So I do a Skype meeting with Greg and Hook. And then they speak French, me I speak English. Hook speaks a bit of English. So now the translation was, you can imagine how long and like, Sawa, but we're like, okay, it would be cool. Yeah, maybe we can do something. So now like around March, Kotega is like, yo, now of the next year, 2013 is like, yo, so what's up? Are you still down to like work with my homies? I'm like, yeah. But I hadn't thought about how it can happen. So it's like, cool. So me and David, now a friend of his, are like, yo, we've decided we'll sponsor your ticket.
Yo.
You can go and live with my folks.
Yo.
Just check it out for 21 days. If you guys catch a vibe, you catch a vibe. If you don't catch a vibe, I'm coming home for summer anyway. So we'll kick it. You'll just see Kidogo Swizo, then you'll come home.
Yo.
Guardian angel.
Muthoni, what story?
Guardian angel. Always. Like, there's been so many people who've also, as much as the journey has been, there's so many people who've also been put at the moment when I needed them to just be like, it's okay, you're good. That was a moment. I wasn't at his special. We're just homies with Kotega. And even when it's like, you'll pay for me to go to Switzerland, what's the gimmick? Nothing, just go and try. They make dope music, you like to make dope music, so you just
and
get together.
And on top of that, chill with my folks' house.
Yeah.
So it's okay,
you're
good.
Okay. I'm like, okay. So then I go to Switzerland. 2013.
You what?
June, I go to Switzerland.